Okay, this is a breakdown of how I use my trade tracker template to keep track of my trades and measure whether or not my trading strategy is working for me. So first things first, if you start editing this is the trade tracker template that's in my Google Drive, and I'm going to be able to see exactly what you're doing. And if I share this with somebody else, they're going to come in and it's going to be a mess. So the first thing you got to do is make sure that you're logged into your Google Drive. And just say okay if you get that prompt. Go over to File, make a copy. Something just to understand here, some of the calculations that are made in this spreadsheet need a customized script that I found. And so these app scripts and functionalities are also going to be copied into your drive. So just make sure that first of all you kind of name it here. So I don't want it to say copy of because that's kind of silly. So just keep a trade tracker template. This app script file is going to be attached to this. And then when you click on the folder here, right now it's just in your drive in general. But if you have a specific folder that you wanted to put this in, let's say we created a new folder and called it investing. Now in that folder, I can select that and then make a copy. And now this whole thing exists in your Google Drive folder, so nobody's going to be able to have access to your trading history and any of that kind of stuff. This is going to be owned by you. So the next time you want to go find this and keep working on it, you'll have to come over to your Google Drive, log into it, and then go to that folder that you created here. I got investing, and then you can see right there the trade tracker template. So the first thing you want to do is set your current or starting balance depending on where you're kind of at with things. So for this example, I'm just going to put a starting balance of $1,000. So this first column here is going to calculate automatically for you your target of 5%. So for $1,000, that's going to be $50. Next thing is in column C here. This is where you're going to enter in your wins or losses, and then it's going to calculate your actual percentage of gains or losses in this column right here, and then you can keep track of the dates that you're making these trades right here. So for this example, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of enter in a couple of numbers here. So my first win today was $35. And as you can see, it calculates now that that was actually only 3.5% of a gain. So if I need to keep trading to hit that 5% target, you can see what the difference is. I'll need another $15. Let's say I hit my $15 for the day. Boom, there's 2 wins, and that equals my 5% win for the day. I can log the dates there. Let's say next day, I get in there, I lose $18 on that first trade, but then on my next one, I got $60. And so now you can kind of see as we're going through here, it's giving us an idea of what our actual percentage of gains are here and what our wins and losses are. And it's automatically going to calculate over here. One thing to quickly note here is that when you're entering in these wins and losses, if it's a positive number, you just enter in the number as it is. So let's say, for example, $75 on this. If it is in fact a negative one, all we want to do is just put a minus in front of that. So we say, okay, we lost $26 on this trade. And then it calculates that based on the negative or the positive. If you look over here on the right side, you'll see that it's tallying up the number of wins and the number of losses that we're getting, and it's going to give us a ratio. In addition to that, it's also going to give us our average win percentage. So it's just going to average out the wins here that we have and give us a calculation for the percentage. It's also going to give us the average loss. And what our objective here is to maintain a ratio where our wins are greater than our losses and our average win percentage is greater than our average loss percentage. And that's going to come from the rules and the trading strategy that you create. And this is going to kind of give you a bird's eye view of whether or not you're reaching those goals. And then finally here, you're going to see your current balance. You can also find that here if it's the last entry. But if you have hundreds of entries here of the different trades that you've made, it may be a nuisance to scroll all the way to bottom to see that. So I just have it showing up here what your current balance is. I also have a chart here that is going to automatically log these wins and losses. It's going to show you kind of a general overview of your trade strategy. This is going to give you a really good idea of how well you're doing overall. Now, as a precautionary measure, I have separated this into 3 different sheets. The first one here is just the year because I like to keep track of it by year. You can keep track of it by month or by week or day or whatever you want to do, but there's the option for you to do this. And all you got to do is click over to this template here. So if you screw up one of these cells and the calculations are wrong or something, you're noticing some errors, you can always come back over here to this template. And if you right click on it in this menu, you'll see duplicate and it'll create another version of this. And if you double click on that now, you can name it whatever you want to name it. So for this example, now we're trading in 2023, so we got a new one there. Now, in addition to that, I have the backtesting tab here, and this is just another duplicate of the template, except on the far right here, you'll see that I have a section here for rules. So this is for you to outline your trading strategy, make sure that you have certain conditions that need to be met, make sure that you know how to have a clear entry point, a clear stop loss, and then a clear projected take profit point. So for example, what I would say here is, let's set up some rules. So my first rule is going to be that it must form a double top. My next rule is going to be that I'm going to take entry on the break of the previous resistance or support. And then my stop is going to be 2 times the average true range during the last 10 candles. And then I'm going to take profit at a 1.6 risk to reward ratio. So now we can go in and open up TradingView, and you can set the time frame that you normally trade on. And if you just scroll back in the timeline, you can click replay and just start somewhere in the chart. So we're looking for a double top. We can hit that play button and let it play through a little bit here until we see an indication that our trade strategy has come together. Okay, so right here we see that we kind of formed a bit of a double top, and we have a break there in the previous support. So we can take a short position, we'll open it here, we'll take a double of our average true range. So just kind of scrubbing over here, I'm seeing that our average true range is about 25, 26. So if we start at 25, 26 and we kind of double that up to the 50 or 60 mark there, then we're looking for a 1.6 risk to reward here. So that'll be our trade, and then we can play this out. And then bang, right there we made our TP. So looking at this now, pulled in 96.8 pips, and on a 1-to-1 trading account on DJ30, that's going to give us exactly 96.8. So we can enter that in. And then you can continue checking these rules and making sure that you have a higher win to loss ratio and your average win is greater than your average loss. And you'll see as you continue that trading strategy whether or not that's profitable or it's draining your account. So that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, good luck out there on your trading strategy.